All right, it is time for Tiger football to get underway as the new season is a little more than 2 weeks from getting started, and practice is underway this week. And so we've got Tiger football in the studio. Coach AJ Cisco here with us. Coach, how are you?
I'm good, man. Thanks for having us. It's football season again.
It is.
It's been a long time.
And it's nice to say that because, man, we came out of 2021 spring season, and then it was 2021 fall season before we knew it. So
yeah, no, it's exciting, and not just for us, but you got all the other sports and activities kicking off. We got band going around, the other sports to kick off next week, so it's an exciting time right now.
Yeah. All right. Well, you brought a group of 5 guys here with you. Who's this group that you brought with you?
Yeah, I got 5 seniors. We got a big senior class this year, but these guys have been in the program, and we got AV Mirabal, Ryan Stovall, Damon Mayberry, Mahki Gonzales, and Elijah Lee.
All right. How's everybody doing today? Good.
Good. Doing good.
Doing good. That's what we'd like to hear. Well, Coach, let's focus on that first. I mean, you're getting to have a full off season. You guys got to do 7-on-7s this summer. Having a real off season this year. How much of a difference do you feel like that makes going into a new season?
It's huge. I mean, words can't even explain the difference in getting a full off season. It's the first time we've had one since 2019. Not only for just spending time with the kids, but the weight room exposure our kids got, the time in the weight room, the gains we've made from when we started and back in January. It's huge, and I know that's a benefit, just like every school in the state has had that benefit, and they've all had the same issues we faced during the whole COVID stuff, and it's kind of nice to come out of that and get to have that full off season, a true full summer of going through things, and then kicking off 2 days this week and ready to go, and it feels like a normal football season.
Yeah, was it nice? I mean, you kind of got to mix things up a little bit, go up to Cloudcroft for a couple days, get away from the heat for a little bit.
We did. That was something. We went up and did a 7-on-7 with Mayfield in July, and we talked as a staff, and we said it'd be pretty cool if we got to come up here for 2 days a little bit. And we did Monday down here in the desert, and by 11 o'clock our feet were burning on the turf. And Cloudcroft, I got to give a huge shout-out to Cloudcroft and Coach Wimsad up there, the athletic director, and their school district for letting us use their facilities for 2 days. It's a class facility. It's one of the most beautiful fields in this entire state to be at. And they did a great job providing us and letting us have a place to go up there for 2 days. And we had 2 goals when we went up there. We said we're going to be a better football team when we leave. We're going to be a better family. And I believe we accomplished those 2 goals with our group of kids. And we've got the most kids out we've had since I've been here. So it's a pretty cool time of year. It's an exciting time of year, and we got a bunch of kids that are fired up.
Yeah, and shout out to whoever fed you guys up there, because I saw that spread that you had up there. Man, that was pretty decent.
That's our booster club. Our booster club. We paid for everything. It cost us money, but all the fundraising we do, our booster club fed us. They paid for it. They took care of us. And like I said, it was a great trip. It's something that I had seniors last night when we got back were telling us, hey, Coach, you got to do that every year. And I said, we'll continue that. Now, whether we get to do that during 2 days or we do it earlier in the summer, that is something that we will try to continue. And I can't give enough credit to Cloudcroft, Coach Wimsad, for allowing us to do that and being so supportive and trusting us with their facilities. And a huge shout-out to them.
All right. Well, AV, how was the experience up in Cloudcroft? Did you have fun with that?
Yeah, it was a real good experience for me. It's my first actual 2 days. I was actually out last year for a knee injury, but it's the best I felt in a while out there in Cloudcroft.
All right, good. What positions are we going to see out there this year?
I play the offensive right tackle.
Okay. Are we going to see in defense at all, or don't know yet?
No, I'm not sure yet, but my main goal is offense this year. So.
Main goal. Okay, very good. And protecting that quarterback for sure. And, well, I guess the question is, do you like pass protection more, or do you like to get run downfield and block for that runner?
I like blocking for that runner.
Okay.
It feels good getting that pancake.
All right, very good. Talk a little bit about your summer. Did you feel like 7-on-7s and lineman challenge? I like how 7-on-7s now include linemen now, so you guys get to do some fun stuff there, right?
Oh, man, the 7-on-7s this summer was fun. We made a big statement this summer as our O-line is going to be the meanest O-line out there. And I plan on taking this all the way out to the season to be the meanest team out there, the meanest O-line. And I feel like it's going to be a good summer, this good season this year.
All right, sounds good. Ryan, how was the Cloudcroft experience? Did you have fun up there?
Super fun. Like, it was so nice up there with the weather and all the trees and stuff. I mean, we did get rained on, but other than that, like, it was a great experience.
Yeah. We're going to see you on both sides of the ball again this year?
Probably, but I'm most likely going to stick to defense this year. I'm going to be playing middle linebacker, and that's what I'm focusing on. But, yeah, you'll probably see me run the ball quite a bit.
All right. And how about the summertime 7-on-7 stuff? What was that experience like for you this year?
Yeah, so we got whole new defensive staff. So we have new linebacker coach, new secondary coaches coming down from El Paso. Just a lot more to learn. I've been playing for 2 years. You think, oh yeah, I got this. I've learned so much, but my brain can never be full. You know what I mean? So it was nice to get out there. Definitely was I wasn't super sound. definitely could work on things, but it was good. It was a good learning experience. Definitely with the new coaches, learned a lot of new stuff, and it made us better.
All right, very good. Damon, I mean, you'll be, I assume, in that middle or right next to him in the linebacker core, or are we going to see you somewhere else out there in the field defensively?
Definitely in the middle linebacker core.
Yeah. And talk about Cloudcroft. Did you enjoy getting out of the heat for a little bit?
Yeah, it was amazing.
Yeah.
It was really good weather, nice and cold. The sun still hit a little bit, so I'm a little burnt. A little too burnt.
Yeah. How was? Now I saw the spread. Was the food good? Did they really hook you guys up there?
Yeah, it was amazing.
Yeah. Okay. We all seeing pictures is only a little bit. Nice to hear from the guys that actually got to enjoy it. How about 7-on-7s? What was that experience like for you?
I think this off season has been a really good experience for all of us. We've definitely became a better team. I think we are much better than the team from last year, especially because we've actually been able to do more and focus on key points to our team. And then we're also helping out with becoming a family more. Last year we didn't have the experience that we had this year, everything like that. So it's definitely coming together. We're becoming a much better football team, and I think they got to look out for us this year.
Yeah. And just like Ryan, we saw you on offense last year. Are you going to get a little bit of that this season as well, or more focused on defense?
I'm probably more focused on defense, but you're going to see me on offense as well.
Okay, we'll look forward to seeing that. Mahki, how was Cloudcroft for you? Did you enjoy that?
Yes, sir. It was pretty good getting out the heat. We had 2 goals going up there, like Coach said, and we got both of those goals done. We had a lot of team bonding stuff, and it was real fun hanging out with the guys up there.
Just nice to change the routine a little bit, I'm sure, as well, being in a different place and doing things a little bit differently than normal.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. How about 7-on-7s? And actually, first of all, I mean, where are we going to see out in the field this season?
Hopefully mainly offense, receiver, and then a little bit of defense at safety.
Okay, so maybe out there. Sounds like offense is the side that you enjoy a little bit more.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Well, then 7-on-7s, I mean, we talk about, that's kind of a quarterback, wide receiver, a lot of times thing. We like that linemen are getting more involved, and certainly linebackers and safety. So talk a little bit about getting involved in the 7-on-7s.
7-on-7s are super interesting this year because we have 2 new quarterbacks in there. I've always been used to kind of catching passes from Mello. Mm-hmm. So building chemistry with Elijah and JD was pretty fun out there. Learning the new playbook that we're putting in was a lot of fun learning out there.
All right, we'll switch over here to Elijah. And Elijah, first of all, where are we going to see you out there this season?
Mostly defense.
Mostly defense, okay. Which position are we going to see out?
Inside and outside linebacker.
Okay, so we'll see you in that second. Well, I guess that's not the second level. That's still the first level there. But talk about 7-on-7s. I mean, that for linebackers, that's a big thing. What did you feel like you learned from that experience this summer?
It was a great experience. So it was my first time trying it out, and I learned a lot. Learned how to read my coverage, keys, everything. I think it was great.
All right. And how'd you like doing the 2 days up in Cloudcroft for a couple of days?
No, it was great, and I loved the weather, especially at nighttime when we did the team bonding, and then sleeping out there too was nice.
All right, very good. Well, Coach, it seems like you got a great group of guys here, and it all seems like they've got really high thoughts towards what this team can accomplish this season.
Yeah, man, we got a great group of kids. They talked about we got some new parts to our staff this year, and one of the selling points to a couple of our new guys that came in is they came in the spring and weren't interviewing yet or any of that stuff. They just kind of want to check it out, and then they watched our kids in the weight room, and then they figured out this is the place they wanted to be. Just watching our kids and how hard they work. We got a great group of kids. We got a great staff. Our kids are going to be tough. That's something that I've told you from day one. We will be tough, and our kids have done a great job of embracing that. And this is the first time these guys have had an off season and a true one to go through it. And they've adapted and running our new stuff and how we've kind of changed what we're going to do. They've embraced it. They enjoy it. They've had a blast doing it. And we're excited to get to go and hit Mayfield next week and go up against them and figure out what we need to do to improve and then get ready for Valencia the following week.
And talk about the staff change a little bit. Of course, we know Coach Falsetti's out there in Tularosa now. What does the defensive staff look like going into this season?
We got a defense coordinator, Coach Haney. He's been on my staff from year one. He's one of the only true holdovers that's still here from year one. We got a Coach York came in from Gallup, and he's an old Roswell High guy with Coach Cisco and ties to that old staff back in the day. He coming in, and then we have Coach Singleton, who's been on staff, and then one of our new guys is Coach Sanchez from El Paso, who has tons of experience, and he won a state championship, national championship at Abilene High. So we're excited. The knowledge that those guys bring. And we have so many kids out right now that we've actually split up. And our trainer was telling me yesterday, he says, I've never been here and seen. We have 2 team sessions going on at the same time. Our varsity guys on one end, JV's on the other end. And that's a credit to not us as the coaches, but that's a credit to our kids of selling our program to other kids in the school. We get kids coming out of the woodworks to come play football for us and experience it. So it's fun. And we had people up there yesterday talking to us that the organization and then just seeing our coaches coach so dang hard the entire time is awesome. And you sit back and watch it. It's an exciting thing to be around.
Yeah, and offensive staff stays pretty much the same from last year, or is
the offensive staff is pretty much the same. We do have another Coach Sanchez. We got 2 brothers. This is the first time they get to coach together. They're both retirees from Texas, so that was a big deal. They wanted to be able to coach together, so we're excited about that. But offensive staff is the same. We are running a new little system for us. We're still going to line up, try to punch people in the mouth and run the football, but we're excited. Kids have embraced it. It's fun. It's fast, and we want to see what it's going to look like in 2 weeks.
And the new system is you kind of looked at your personnel and felt like you had some maybe opportunities to exploit what teams are doing defensively.
Yeah, it's one of those things. We moved up a classification, and we told our kids all year, when nobody's going to complain about it, let's go get it. And we feel like we had to do some tweaking of ourselves and to give our kids the best chance to be successful is evaluate what talent we have and try to exploit it and do what's best for them. And so we're not changing who we are. We don't lose our identity. We are going to line up, hand the ball off, and try to hit people in the mouth. But we have tried to become more explosive offensively and doing some things and playing at a different level and trying to be more explosive is the key part.
Yeah. AV, what's that change been like for you as an offensive lineman in the offense, switching up a little bit?
It's really exciting for me. I'm a big fan of change, and I'm really excited to show what we have for 6A football. I feel like we're going to make a big statement this year in 6A football, and I feel like it might change how 6A plays now.
Yeah. One of the questions I was going to ask is a chance to recover from last season, but obviously you didn't get a chance to play last season. But how do you feel in terms of strength in the injury that you had last year?
I feel great. I feel like I'm the best right tackle in the state. That's how I see it.
Okay, very good. How about the weight room this year? What were you? Is there particular things you wanted to focus on in the weight room that you're getting at, or just putting in the work in there?
I was just putting in as much work as I could in the weight room.
Yeah. Talk about the weight room experience, because it certainly sounds like you guys are all in there trying to fire each other up and get better as time goes on, right?
Oh, man, the weight room's amazing. We have actually one of our best over here, and they just make the weight room environment amazing. It feels good to go in there every single day, and we know we're just going to get our pump on it and get better.
All right, Ryan. Talk about the weight room's one of those things. People don't see you guys putting in that work. We see you out there on Friday nights, Saturday afternoons, what it is, but Coach will. I know he said it for years and years. You guys win games by the work that you do in the weight room. Do you feel that way?
Oh yeah, most definitely. So we have Coach Dreffs, like our offensive line coach, but he's also our weight room specialist. He brings it in there, man. If it's down, if it's there's not enough energy in there, he will pick it up, and the weight room will be like a blast. And all of our guys, it's not just single guys every day. All of our guys are putting in everything they got into the weight room. We could have a really bad start to our practice and kind of pick it up, but you can tell that no one really wants to be here in the morning, and then we get to the weight room and it's just everyone's yelling, everyone's putting up weight, everyone's putting up numbers. It's a different vibe in there, and the scenery, we'll close our doors and our mirrors will fog up and you cannot see yourself in our mirrors. It'll get so hot in there, but we're all still just working. It doesn't stop any of us.
Damon, what do you like about that? Obviously you guys have been talking about team building stuff. I have to imagine that's a big team building thing for y'all.
Yes, sir. The environment in there is amazing. It's good. It's nice to see how much the youngins have improved. We have a junior this year squatting 405.
Wow. And
it's insane. They're going to be really good. I think the weight room or strength, whatever, I don't know what it's called.
Yeah.
I think he's doing a really good job to push us and helping us get big numbers up, helping us everywhere, and it's showing out on the field on how tough we're becoming. And I think it's going to be a really big part to 6A football.
How much do you enjoy as an upperclassman, a guy that's been here for a while, to try and bring those younger guys along that maybe don't know the culture as well, don't know, the things and getting in the weight room and doing that stuff? How much do you enjoy that part of it?
No, it's amazing. I love yelling at the little kids.
Getting them fired up, though. That's
yes, sir.
Yeah, all right. Mahki, you know, the experience of the team getting better, the stuff that we don't see as fans and stuff, whether it's weight room or the practices or classroom stuff in terms of, you know, focusing on learning the plays, how important is that for you guys to be able to go out there and be successful on Friday nights?
It's super important. I mean, it's not even just the key players too. It has to do with a lot of the younger guys and showing them how the environment goes and having them on scout teams, giving us good looks so we can play good on Friday nights.
Yeah. We talked a little bit about, you know, the offense changing up a little bit this year. What's been the most challenging thing, you know, learning it, or has it just been excitement in that there's been some changes, maybe be a little bit more explosive this year?
A little bit of both. It's really exciting coming into like a new playbook, being a lot more explosive. And the toughest part about it is just the conditioning part. We have to really condition this year.
Okay, very good. Elijah, remember the other thing I was going to ask you, are we going to see on offense at all this year, or are you going to mainly focus on defense?
Maybe a little bit, but mostly on defense.
Mostly on defense, okay. Scoot a little bit closer, you have to put on the mic there. And, you know, talk a little bit about, you know, the culture of, you know, we talk about the experience of being in the weight room. What are some other things that you guys feel like that, you know, helps build the team bonding? We talked about going to Cloud Crop. Is there anything else you guys do that you feel like brings you guys together?
Well, the weight room brings us together pretty close. It helps us. It pushes us to go past our limit more than we thought we can do, and it teaches us more self-discipline.
Yeah. So are you excited to see the Cruces schools this year with the district changing up this year? Is that going to be fun for you?
It is.
Yeah, because I mean, I always felt like, you know, the Cruces schools have always been the Alamogordo rival to a point. Is that kind of get you up for the games this year?
Yeah, getting fired up.
All right, very good, Coach. You know, I've talked about it. I feel like since the change has been made, I really don't think it's that much more difficult than the district you guys were in before because of Artesia, Goddard, and Roswell. It's definitely, I mean, I think there's more of them, obviously, and they've got maybe a little bit more depth than some of the other teams you guys have been seeing, but you know, it's obviously going to be a big challenge this year.
Yeah, I mean, the district we were in 5A wasn't a joke. I mean, that was the best district in 5A, and our schedule doesn't get any easier. I mean, and the thing you just said was those teams are going to have more depth. I mean, Hobbs has 3,000 kids in the high school. They're going to have more depth than us, and they're not. I mean, they're going to have more depth than everybody else in the district. So, but I mean, everybody's going to face the same battles. We have to improve those first 5 weeks and show constant improvement and get to district and play our best in district and let the chips fall where they may. But we're, like I told our kids from day one, we're not going to complain. We're not sitting there looking out. Nobody feels sorry for us. We're going to show up every day with our hard hat and lunch pail and go to work and do what we do.
And you know, the schedule as a whole, I mean, you guys are going to see a lot of the same teams that you've seen previously, both the Los Lonas schools and Gadsden's back on the schedule this year. But a couple of changes, Capital and Riverside.
Yeah, we got Capital was a 5A school that moved up to 6A with us. I think Los Lonas and Farmington were the other two schools that moved up. And they were competitive when we won the playoff game in 19. They won their district, so it's a good football program that hasn't had a ton of history, but they've been around for a while. It's a newer school in Santa Fe, and Coach Garcia, who has ties to Clovis and has been around a long time, is going to do a good job with that program. El Paso Riverside is a pretty good program out of El Paso. They went 3 or 4 deep in the playoffs last year. They returned a bunch of kids. So that's not going to be a cakewalk. That's one of the better schools in El Paso that can get after. So we're excited for that challenge. And I think our first 5 games are set up for us to have a chance to be successful, and then really build on something and hit that bye week and then go into district for those last 5 games and see what we can do and see if we can cause problems and like I said, let the chips fall where they may and see where we end up.
And I would think the overall makeup of this team this year is much different than last year. Obviously coming off the short season, not any off season, but you know, more seniors, not as many sophomores out there playing as you had last year.
Yeah, and that's huge. And like, I mean, we can complain and sit here and say this, but everybody faced the same issues as us during COVID. The big thing is our numbers are up. We're going to have well over 100 kids in our football program, which will be the second year in a row we've done that. Our kids have had a true off season, which for these seniors is the first off season they've ever had in their high school career, which is huge. And not just for gaining strength and all those things, but becoming a better family and a better unit as a group and an entire team. So we're excited about that part and seeing the rest. I'm not turning around. We can do more offensively and defensively because we've had more time to install it and work it. It's an exciting time, and especially when you get these numbers that we have. We have a ton of kids with numbers. It'll be the biggest group we've ever had. And a huge senior class that 4 of them in here right now were with us during COVID when we were only allowed to carry 30. And so they didn't get to have that whole relationship and how we had to separate things. And so these guys have embraced the role of being leaders to this group, and not just leaders with their seniors, but leaders with the underclass, and bringing them along because they know once they leave, there's going to be football played here next year.
Yeah.
And those guys got to be able to carry on the torch that they're going to pass to them.
Well, we got these guys here, but we do want to talk about, obviously it's a big team, and there's a lot of guys that are going to have impact for you all this year. We'll start offensively, quarterback, running back. Who are you guys going to see out there this year?
Yeah, we got Elijah. Elijah started our first game last year, and he ended up doing a whole lot of things for us last year when Mel was playing quarterback. He's a true leader guy. He kind of controls everything offensively. And we also have Jeremiah DeRezzo, who's a three-sport guy. We got him back. And so we're excited. I mean, whichever way that goes. And if something were to happen to Elijah, we got JD, and we feel very confident in that regard. And then we also got two young quarterbacks going to be pretty dang good in the future that we're excited about. So I think that's a huge thing for us is we're going to have depth now. That was something that we really lacked last year when you go from the 19 year where we were really close to two platooning to last year where we didn't. And that was a depth issue. And there's a lot of schools in the state that had depth issues because of COVID. But this offseason has allowed us to develop some depth in a bunch of key spots. And like I said, you got Stovall and Mayberry here. We got Mason Pittman. We'll get a bunch of carries. You got Anthony Audette. We got a bunch of kids that go in there and get carries. So even though we may not be a straight two platoon, we're going to get a ton of rest because we have developed the depth through the offseason.
Yeah. And we got AV, obviously, a right tackle. How about the rest of that offensive line this year?
We're still going to figure that out. I mean, that's one of those things through camp that we're going to find out and see where they got, because we got a bunch of young kids. We can have 5 seniors up there. We could have 1 senior. And those kids, and we talked about it on Monday, and the improvement they had just till Wednesday has been huge, and then the improvement today. And they're going to continue to grow because it is a young group. And I think what a lot of people don't realize about the senior class and the junior class is during COVID, when they were regulated to playing that combined JV freshman schedule, they only got 2 games. So that's not even a real season. I mean, they're way behind in the game experience in that regard. So getting them along and brought up real fast has been a goal for us, especially the senior and junior class. And those kids have responded to it. And we've demanded a lot from them from day one, and they've answered the bell every dang time. So I couldn't be more proud of them. Our coaches tell them all the time we love them, and we're going to care about them. And so we're excited about that offensive line group and the growth that they're going to show for this year and going into next year.
Yeah. Outside of Mahki, any other wide receivers worth?
Yeah, we have a ton.
Yeah,
we have a ton, and that's the good part is we got so much depth at those skill positions. You go to Avion Valdez was a kid that played for us last year. Joey Marquez, Elias Mata, Michael Cook. We got a bunch of young kids. DeAndre Martin's going to play corner, then go play receiver. Anthony Audette can go from running back to receiver. We got a ton of skill kids that can bounce around. So that's the exciting part. Is that when we don't two platoon, they're still going to get a ton of rest, and that's where the depth. For now, I got to commend our coaching staff for what they've done in the offseason and get these kids brought up pretty fast.
And so a lot of those wide receivers we'll see in the secondary, or is it can be my mix where you got guys that can just stay in the secondary this year?
They'll bounce around.
Yeah.
So I mean, obviously, like and you can tie this to I got Damon and Stovall here. If they're playing linebacker, they're probably not getting carries.
Yeah.
And then when they're getting carries, they're probably not going to play linebacker the next series, and because we have depth at linebacker now. So that's the cool part is we're not going to have kids on the field the whole dang time. Is that we can rest them and bounce kids back and forth, and we're not going to miss anything when a kid's not on the field. So when Damon's not playing inside backer and he's getting carries, we're not going to lose a whole lot from him not playing inside backer and vice versa. So like I said, the depth thing is the biggest thing. It's the most depth we've had since I've been here, and that's the exciting part, and not only this year but the years going forward.
Yeah. And on the line, on the defensive side, I mean, it's the same kind of guys we're talking about on the offense.
Yeah, and we got a returner named Mason Tripp, who played last year for us. We have Isaiah Granados, who will play offense and then some defense, and we got a new guy, and I won't say a new guy, but a kid that's been in the program since he was a freshman. That's his whole body's changed from the weight room, and that's Rusty Davidson. And he's going to do a lot of positive things for us, and he can be one of those guys that swing both ways, or he's just going to play defensive line, and that's just a sellout in the weight room aspect of it.
Yeah, and then special teams, obviously, you've got Braden, who can give you guys both an advantage, not only kicking field goals, but punting the ball as well.
Absolutely, and that's one of the best things about here. We're definitely going to miss Braden next year. I told Bob, Mr. Money, you better find a dang kicker pretty fast, because I don't know what I'm going to do next year without a money kicking for us, but we're excited for Braden. Today we're doing a kickoff drill, and I think he one-step kicked one in the end zone, so he's got a big leg. We're excited about that, and that's the advantage we have that other teams don't, is we have a kid that can actually kick it.
Yeah, for sure. That definitely changes the way you attack things offensively, for sure. Well, Avi, I mean, are you setting any goals for yourself this year? Are the coaches setting some goals for you? What's been the process going into the season for you?
I feel like my goals are pretty similar to the coaches' goals this year. I feel like this year is my statement season. since I did miss my last season. So I feel like the same way for the coaches is they gave me the strength, they gave me all the opportunities. Now it's my turn to fulfill the goals the coaches gave me.
Yeah, so football is something you're hoping to continue after high school?
God willing.
Yeah, hoping to get that chance. You have anywhere that you want to go, or you're just anybody gives you an opportunity to play?
Anyone that's willing to give me the opportunity, I'm willing to go play for.
Okay, very good. Ryan, what kind of goals are you setting for yourself this season? Is it particular numbers? Is it just playing well? What do you look at going into a new year?
So, of course I have goals, definitely all state. I have another linebacker, Damon, competing with the entire time. It's going to be me and him, putting up numbers, who's going to be the better linebacker this year. It's like that every year. That's just going to be one of my goals, is just to be better than Damon, be better than every other linebacker in the state, so be better than Damon. And then for team, like AV said, this is my final year, make a statement. And if we could go to state, if we could win state, that is top goal.
Yeah, and I know you've got some options, whether it's football or wrestling. Have you figured out your future plans yet, or still thinking about that?
I'm still thinking about it. I would love to go to college and play sports. I know I can do it. I just gotta get on top of it. I've talked to some coaches. Nothing set in stone though.
All right, well, we'll look forward to hearing what happens with that for sure. Damon, how about you? Obviously, I imagine your goal is also to be better than Ryan, right?
Yes, sir. The competition between us two is incredible. We push each other more than probably anybody else on that defense. We're a really key part, and my goal is also going to try to be that all-state linebacker if I can. Last year I got all-state runner-up for middle linebacker. This year I want to get all-state first team. So that's my goal.
What's your plans for after high school? Have you started looking at that? Football something you want to continue?
Football is definitely something I want to continue. I've talked to one school, and I'm keeping in touch with them here and there. But anyone who gives me that offer is good.
Yeah, you'll work hard for them. You'll make it happen for sure.
Yes, sir.
All right. Mahki, how about you? What are some of the goals you're focusing on going into this season?
One of my main goals is to be the best receiver I can for my team. And if that means I make All-State, that means I make All-State, All-District, it doesn't matter. I just want to be the best receiver I can for my team. Even best safety, because I most likely will play both ways this year, just depending on how it goes. For the team goal is to finally put respect on our program. I mean, a lot of us had seen a report that came out not too long ago about our record predictions, and people think we're going to go 2-9, and just mainly to go in 6A and shock the state.
Okay, that's what we like to hear. Future plans after high school? You started thinking about that, or?
Yeah, hopefully get to play college ball. I've been talking to multiple schools, so we'll see where that goes. Nothing's set in stone yet, though.
Okay. Elijah, how about you? What are some of the goals? I mean, obviously you got a couple of linebackers that you're competing against as well, so I'm sure getting to that all-state level, is that something you're hoping to do as well?
Yeah, God willingly.
Yeah, all right. And how about, any other goals that you look at going into the season that you try to focus on to get you fired up going into the year? Or?
So I want to put all of the all what we've learned from the coaches, all the work we've put it on and off the field.
Okay, very good. How about after high school plans? Is football something you want to continue?
It'd be awesome, yeah.
Yeah,
and, yeah.
Get that opportunity to play somewhere. All right. Have you gotten any feelers yet? Talking to coaches yet, or?
I've been trying. I'm still learning a little bit about the process.
Okay, very good. We'll look forward to seeing what happens with that. Well, Coach, I mean, obviously, you have expectations, and you don't necessarily focus on the wins and losses. You're definitely a guy that, the day-to-day and having the team get better. But obviously, you feel like this is a group that can go out there and get some wins and be competitive this season.
Yeah, this is a group that's been built the right way, that have been in this program, and that's a credit to these group of kids here and the rest of the seniors of going through the struggle that been through the last 3 years to get to this point. And if things fall and go the way we want, it's going to be a really successful season. And this, our number one goal is to make sure when these guys leave high school and graduate, they're going to go be productive citizens in this world and great human beings. And you sitting here talking to these five, you understand that these five are going to do it, and the rest of our kids are in the same boat. So it's a group that if things go our way and we get a couple breaks here and there, it could be a really special year. And that's not because of us coaches or anything else. That's because of the kids and what they've done to get to this point. And that's the exciting part, is to get them to get to next Thursday. against Mayfield and see how that plays out, and then get into Friday of August 19th against Valencia, and seeing all that work getting to be fulfilled, and then going forward, and then our kids know that we're going to work on Valencia, and then it's the next week and so forth, and we never look down the road.
Should mention tomorrow you guys will have your inter-squad scrimmage, the black and gold.
Yeah, we'll do our little black and gold thing. It'll start about 6 o'clock in the stadium. Teams get split up as evenly as possible, and it's not a get up and go down. It's still a practice for us, but it is the first time that fans can come out and kind of see our kids and kind of see our new offense and what we're doing. And so I do welcome everybody to come out and do that. We got a huge freshman class that's going to be out there and watching. So we're excited about everything going on. It's pretty cool when you get back in this moment, and it's been a long time since we've done it. We're out there, the band's out there in the morning. You got soccer and volleyball starting next week. So it's an exciting time of year with school starting back up and going back to what it used to be like.
Yeah, and so the scrimmage next Thursday is at home against Mayfield, and then Friday you guys have your Meet the Tigers event as well?
We're trying to. The scrimmage will be at Cruces. It'll be at the Field of Dreams, and I believe it's at 6 o'clock.
Okay, so it is on the road. For some reason I looked in the schedule and thought it was home. And then the Meet the Tigers thing is on that Friday as well?
We're still trying to make sure we can get that planned out and piped out.
All right, so that one's still in the works. Okay, well, we'll look forward to the season. Again, 19th is on the road against Valencia. First home game is the 26th of August against Los Lunas. And it'll all be here before we know it. Guys, good luck this season. We appreciate you coming in and chatting with us today.
Thank you very much.
Thank you for having us.
I appreciate it. Go Tigers.